If you could travel to any point in time, past or future, where would you go and what would you do? 1 year into the future. Get the winning lotto numbers for every lottery during that year. Get the winning teams for every sporting event that year. Find out what stocks did best in that year. Come back, win lotto, invest all the winnings into the top 10 stocks that did best. Place bets on every sporting event and election. Rinse and repeat until my future knowledge is exhausted. Spend the rest of my life living like a king. I'd go 10-20 years into the future to see how I turned out and get an idea of what I need to do differently to make it better. See that and go into the past to make my present better. But there are too many risks about going to the past that I would need to know exactly which ones apply in order for me to go back in time. I'd go back in time and drown Woodrow Wilson in a lake before he could get into politics. History discussions about how this would basically solve the 20th century. But honestly, I'm doing it because my high school was named after the prick, and I hated that school solely because of that. Secure some Bitcoin and also give about $1,000 to my younger self and to give half to my mum and go buy the recent Lego Star Wars sets and Skylanders before they become rare. Also, just give him a note that says a few things and what to do, to otherwise not impede his process in growing up. If it's temporary, go to the future and memorize lotteries and stock trends for the coming years. If it's permanent, go to the past and buy Bitcoin. Seeing the construction of the pyramids or the likely dystopian future would be cool. But being rich is much cooler. A bit morbid, but I'd like to see one of the Mongol conquests. But not actually live there. Just observe what they did. If I need to be there, probably sometime in the 20s or 30s. Before climate change fucked every ecosystem up. Although I'd miss phones a lot. Go far enough into the future to learn what diseases have been cured and what climate change issues have been fixed. Bring info back to present day. Save lives and planet while also profiting financially. My visit would probably take a while, lol. I'd go back to the '85 NFL season to see the Bears win the Super Bowl because it sure as shit ain't happening in my lifetime. At least I was around to see the Cubs win the World Series, and the Jordan years of the Bulls. Our team owners suck. Future but 200 years from now. I don't want to travel to a certain timeline. Any connections from me. At least for a 200 time period seems like it's safe to say my existence and anything related to me by that time be all gone. Go to America before the Europeans arrived. Unite the tribes and create an empire that no one could defeat. Something tells me the world would be better without the British, French, and Spanish colonizing the Americas. Go back to Sept of 2023. Would hope to remember this go round to process my thoughts slower and in a more complete manner. Think more about how to properly deliver my feelings when speaking. Only if time traveling works the same like in Terminator, and not Avengers Endgame. Going back before the numbers of the lottery were shown and telling my past me the numbers. I'd have to do a deep dive in the dates. But I'm bringing modern weaponry with me whenever some Confederate gold went missing. I'll fuck the timeline as little as possible. I would travel to the moment just before Neil Armstrong stepped foot on the lunar surface, and as he stepped off the Apollo lander, I would whisper in his ear, first. I'd go to the past and tell those dumb fucks I have for parents to get their shit together for fuck's sake. Like, why the fuck are you making me, you miserable fucks? I'd really like to see a dinosaur in the flesh. If it was just as a viewer, then I would like to see that last day of the dinosaurs. In the future, I could see how humanity has evolved, how technology has progressed, and how society has changed. Stand on the grassy knoll and shot duck, storm from TV show. Not telling which though. The cool kids know. April 15, 1865, Ford Theatre. I would choke out John Wilkes Booth before he could assassinate Lincoln. Past. Play the lottery and give the money to my mum. She's been working non-stop since she was 4. The age-old Reddit question. Not get married. Buy $50 of Bitcoin in 2011, secure it. 2. When an asteroid hit Earth and took out dinosaurs, I wonder how strong the impact was. I'm going to the future. No chance of being my own grandpa. I'd go back to where my family was alive and stay there.